Okay, so last video we explained why there had to be a God, at least a God that created the universe, right? So now we'll try to find out what type of God this is. Um, like a bunch of religions out there, like Hinduism has like 10 million billion gods that look like cows and stuff. And Judaism has one God and one and only. And atheism is you're your own God, which does make sense. So we'll try to find out what kind of God made the universe, right? So back again to my last video that the universe is made of space, matter, and time. They had to come into existence simultaneously. Even Einstein realized that. So whatever made the universe has to be spaceless, timeless, and immaterial. Okay? So it can't be physical. It can't be like Zeus or that blue guy with 700 arms or something. It can't be physical like you and me can't see him. It has to be timeless. So it has to withstand time or transcend above time. It can't get old. It can't die like Odin or Thor or any of them like that. They can die. They can just get old and die, you know? And space is immaterial, stuff like that. It's basically invisible, basically. A full spirit, okay? And it only has to be one. Here's why. Because if there's two invisible eternal spirits, okay, we'll say that, two gods, okay, that have infinite power, there has to be a difference between them. If there's two people, there has to be a difference between them to make sure they're two different people instead of being the same person, right? So if they're two different spirits, one of them has to have something the other one doesn't, okay? And for a infinite eternal God, the definition of that is that they are limitless and infinite and have no limits. So whichever one has something that the other one doesn't, that one's more God than the other one, okay? So there isn't two gods. There can only ever be just one, okay? So it's a monotheism. So all the pantheistic gods and stuff like that, saying that there's multiple gods, you can make whatever God you want up, everything is God, everyone is God, the universe is God, use the force, Luke. No, there's only one God that created everything, okay? So if that's true, there's only three big religions that make that distinction: Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, right? If you don't know what those religions believe, then I don't know where you're living, but if you do, you should know the basics of them. There's one God, and he's invisible, and follow him or go to hell, right? They're all kind of combined, but very different. They're not all the same. They really aren't. So we'll look at all three of them. We'll start with the oldest ones, which is Judaism.